everyone, it's Samantha and welcome to my 37-week pregnancy update. We're 37 weeks as of today, as of filming this. This last week was actually really traumatic for me. Just through the grapevine, I heard that my doula had lost a parent and I hadn't heard from her in a while. So it kind of made sense that she wasn't contacting me. She was dealing with this loss. I reached out to her, just offering my condolences because it's just heartbreaking. And you know, we recently lost my grandfather, so I kind of know what she's going through, although I've never lost a parent. I've lost grandparents. Well, this week I finally heard back from her. Obviously she's going through a lot. This was very unexpected for her, and she said she's not going to be able to be my doula. So I was just heartbroken for her, and I totally just lost it after reading her email, and I was inconsolable. At the time we were like 3.5 weeks out from my due date, and I got to know her and I absolutely adore her, and my heart just breaks for her losing a family member, but also at the same time that changes like all of my birth plans, you know? Losing your doula at the last minute is not easy because I've built a relationship with her. We found her, gosh, like 8 weeks into my pregnancy. We snapped her up really quickly. She's highly recommended in our area. People just rave about their experiences with her, and she's one of the best of the best. So I really wanted her. I really love her as a person, and I felt really confident that she was going to help take care of me, and now she's not going to be able to. So I cried on and off for 2 days over this. I'm getting teary-eyed just thinking about it because I'm hormonal. I've been crying at everything. Oh my gosh. It's another thing we'll talk about here in a minute. So I was counting on this person, you know, to get me through this huge experience that I've never been through before, and to lose her at the last minute was really troubling. So I'm glad we got it all figured out. She does have a backup doula, and the backup doula contacted me immediately. We set up a meeting and I met with her this last week, and I really do like her too. So I feel really good about it. She said we would meet over and over again and make sure we feel comfortable with each other. I really like her birthing approach as well. So we talked about my ideas for birth and what I expect out of her, and she's definitely going to be able to fill that role. I feel like we clicked really well. This week she's meeting Johnny, my husband, and we're just going to go from there. So it took a couple of days of crying for me to like mourn the loss of the doula that I, you know, had set in my mind and I had built this relationship with the last basically 9 months. You know, I'm at the very end and now I'm starting this new relationship, which for me, as much as I post on here for you guys, I'm a quiet person and I don't make friends all that easily. So like to start over in a new relationship is really hard for me. So I'm just going with it, trying to be positive about the situation, even though I'm basically starting from scratch. So basically I met my doula for the first time this week. It's like I didn't even plan anything and I didn't even start from the beginning. You know what, we're gonna roll with it and we're gonna make the best of it, and I know she's gonna be great. So I'm feeling confident again. I'm in a good place now. But speaking of the crying, I have been just crying at everything. My husband showed me this cute little video of a baby pygmy hippo, which they're teeny tiny. I cried. I just thought it was the cutest thing ever. I just started bawling. The dogs do cute things and I start tearing up. Something doesn't go my way, I start tearing up. When I met the new doula for the first time, I just bawled uncontrollably for a little while, just talking about some topics. You know, you talk about intimate things with your doula, you know, your fears, your hopes, your dreams, family dynamics, all sorts of things. So I just started bawling with her uncontrollably. I could not stop crying, even when we started talking about lighter things. I cry when I start getting hungry. Like, I'm just a big mess of crying at this point. And it's crying for happy things, and it's crying for sad things, and it's crying for dumb things. Like, I'm just crying. So now I'm having weekly midwife appointments. I went to my appointment last week. Everything was great. I did the Strep B test, which they just take basically a really long Q-tip, stick it in your private areas, swab it around, and that's how they test you for this bacteria. And the Strep B bacteria is common on, like, I don't know what he said, like 30% of people carry this strain of bacteria, and it's totally fine if you carry it, but it's not fine for your brand new babies. So if you test positive for this certain bacteria, they start IV antibiotics during your labor, and you have to have it at certain intervals during your labor. So it's not that big of a deal, but it does mean that I would be stuck to an IV if I have it. So far, I haven't heard anything back. I should hear back in the next couple of days. So for my midwife appointment, what they do is they measure from my pubic bone all the way up to the top of my uterus, and that measurement has been like a centimeter small pretty much consistently my whole pregnancy. That's still okay, it's still normal, but it is measuring a little bit small, and the midwife felt the baby, showed me where her bottom was and where her back was, and her head is still down, and from feeling her, he estimated that at birth she would be about 7 pounds and a couple of ounces. So a little bit under the average, but still in the normal range, which I was really, really happy about because, you know, you want your baby to be in the normal range, but you still want it to be smaller so that delivery is not so terrible. So I was so excited. He said she would be about 7 pounds. Midwife measurements can be pretty accurate. Sometimes they're more accurate than the ultrasound measurements. Sometimes they're less accurate. It really depends on the person. I'll just see different midwives in our group these next couple of weeks, so I'll kind of keep asking them about how good she's measuring and seeing if they'll give me kind of an estimate. But he was saying 7 pounds and a couple of ounces, and 7'5" is the average for babies. So I was pleased with that. I was kind of worried she might be a big baby because I was a really big baby. I think I was like 9 pounds something. I was getting a little bit worried about that because I feel huge, you know. I wouldn't know the difference between a 10-pound baby and a 5-pound baby in my belly, you know. It just feels huge to me. But that was kind of reassuring to hear that she's going to be on the smaller side. And he said there's absolutely no way she'd be anywhere near 9 pounds at this point. She just feels way too small to be anywhere close to 9 pounds. Based on his estimate, I'm going to say 7 pounds, 2 or 3 ounces. So that's where I'm going with my guesstimate right now. One of my girlfriends and I went and got pedicures. I really wanted to get a pedicure before I went into labor just so my feet looked nice, because there is the option of going in the shower in the jacuzzi, so I would be barefoot some of the time if I choose to use those laboring options. I just wanted my feet to look decent, and at this point I have trouble reaching my feet. It's really a strain sometimes to get some socks on or shoes on, so I knew trying to paint them myself was out of the question. And also, it was so nice to have a leg massage because my legs have been swelling a lot. I've been mentioning this, and it's just like each week I get more swollen, and I have been trying to stay off my feet, but I still try to walk too. I'm just swelling, and my rings are really tight this week. Seems like they're coming off really good right now, but there was a day or two where I could barely get my rings off. So I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to take my rings off for a while, but so far so good. They're making it. I have really noticed the swelling also in my face. Like, I feel like my face is so puffy and huge, and you guys know I already have a round face to begin with, so it's just like accentuating the roundness. I feel like my cheeks are so big. I'm getting a really bad double chin. I just feel huge and swollen all over my face. So that's pretty much it around here. I will go ahead and go through my normal list of questions that I always go through every week. I'm 37 weeks pregnant and baby is the size of a winter squash. Emotionally and overall, this week has been really, really difficult just because I'm swelling. I'm not able to do as much. I'm having trouble bending over now. Before I could kind of like make it work, but now I'm having trouble doing it. Johnny's having to help me a lot more get things, because you know I feed the dogs twice a day. I have to bend over for that. Well, this morning before he left, he was really sweet. He put all the dog bowls up on the counter. I only have to bend down to put the dog foods in their little bowl holders and stuff. So I thought that was really sweet of him. And I can still bend at this point somewhat, but it is getting more of a challenge, so he's going to start taking over the feeding of the dogs very soon, probably sometime this week, because it's just getting harder and harder to maneuver myself. That's been my struggle basically this whole pregnancy. I just can't do what I used to do, and it's frustrating that your body doesn't do the things you want it to do. Really looking forward to getting my body back. And then of course the doula thing was really, really traumatic this week, but I'm feeling better about it now. So emotionally and overall, I'm in a really good place right now. I'm just a little frustrated because I'm less mobile than I was before. Symptoms have been the same. I Told you guys the stool softeners have been helping a lot, so that's really relieved some of my symptoms. I'm still not able to eat nearly as much as I was before, but I'm able to eat more than I was 2 weeks ago, so I'm happy with that. Due to the swelling in my ankles and my feet are starting to hurt more, so when we go out, I can't walk around as much. I'm just not walking around as much inside. I'm really having to stay off my feet for a lot of the time, and it's just annoying. This week, I am exhausted. I have been taking naps pretty much every day this last week. And the days that I don't, I just drag along in the afternoons and evenings, and I go to bed really early. I have been lucky up to this point. I usually only get up one time a night to go to the bathroom, which has been great. I haven't been getting up all the time at night, but I do get up all the time during the day. It's like every hour I'm going to the bathroom during the day. So one night I went and I was like, I'm just gonna take a little cat nap. It was right before I was supposed to start dinner, and I ended up sleeping for over 4 hours. It was insane, and I can't believe my husband just didn't wake me up, but he doesn't want to disturb me. He knows I need the rest right now. Obviously, I needed the rest because I slept for 4 hours. I've had a couple of afternoons where I just take really long naps. My usual, ideal nap would be like an hour to an hour and a half, 2 hours at the most, and then I feel like I had a whole night's sleep. But lately I've needed at least 2 hours, a lot of times longer than that. So I'll just sleep all afternoon, and then I'll get a full night's rest too. So I'll sleep all night just like normal. It's been really crazy. Aside from being ill, in the bed with the flu or something, I don't think I've ever slept this much in my life. And the whole pregnancy, even when I did take naps early on, they weren't like this. They were just shorter naps, and this has just been crazy. I'm still craving the chocolate, but I've been cutting back on the chocolate just due to the heartburn. It causes the worst heartburn for me. I think I've mentioned that a few times, but my newest craving is for strawberries. And I noticed looking at my grocery videos that I've been buying strawberries now for like the whole month long because I've been trying to eat 3 fruits a day. That's one of my New Year's resolutions. So I've been buying these strawberries and I've just been inhaling them. As soon as I get them, I pretty much eat the whole pack within the first day or two. So I've just been loving the strawberries. I can't get enough of those. And also I'm on a Mexican food kick. I really love any Mexican food. Last week I went out with a bunch of girlfriends to get Mexican food, and then one of my girlfriends and I ordered Mexican food for takeout one day, and then this week I'm pretty sure I'm going to Mexican food with one of my girlfriends again. Just can't get enough of it, and she's been craving it too, so it's perfect since we're both pregnant. On my to-do list this week, we finally have our car seat appointment. We are going to get our car seat checked out, and I talked to one of my other friends who got her car seat checked out recently, said they were really thorough, and she was really happy with how it went. This is like a free thing they offer in our town. It's just one of the free public services they offer. I was thinking it would be like a quick 2-second thing. They're like, yeah, you did it right, or no, you did it wrong, and they show you how to do it really quick. She said they walked through all sorts of car seat safety. So for weight gain this week, I'm at 193, which means I gained 1 pound, and my highest weight when I was overweight was 196. That's the highest I ever saw on a scale, and so I'm getting really close to that now. I'd really love to stay under 200 pounds. I've never seen the scale go up higher than 196, and even that was pretty scary for me. I'm 5'5", so I'm pretty short, and so that's a lot of weight for somebody my height. The best thing that happened this week, I think, was getting my pedicure. It just made my feet and my legs feel amazing. I got such a good massage. And then the worst thing this week was, of course, the doula situation. My heart just goes out to her losing a parent. And it was really hard for me to lose her as my doula. I totally understand where she's coming from. I can't even imagine what she's going through right now. So she really has to take care of herself and take care of her family right now. So I totally understand that she can't take on other commitments. It's just a tough situation. And my helpful pregnancy tip or discovery is just get your sleep. I've had some people leave comments down below just saying sleep while you still can. Definitely get as much sleep as you can, because when your baby gets here, it's gonna get crazy for a little while. And that's all my questions, so here is my belly. Again, I'm washing clothes right in there, so it's gonna be loud, but this is my belly. We are 37 weeks, and I feel like it's huge, and right here, it's like it's hanging over so much now. It gets really sore on this under part. Here's my belly. My arm out of the way. Just a round bowling ball now. See that? that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll have one of these for you guys next week, hopefully, and if not, I'll put a hiatus notice up so you guys know I'm not going to have videos until after the baby's here. I do have some scheduled videos that'll pop up on this channel either way. Don't forget to subscribe so you can follow me along, and I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great week. Bye. All right, I'm going to add this clip back into the video because a little bit after I filmed this, I started getting a lot of pressure down really low in my pelvic region. So I think she's working on dropping possibly at this point. It has been incredibly uncomfortable just walking around or moving at all. She's definitely doing something, so I think maybe she's dropping. If you've gone through this and you felt your baby drop, can you let me know kind of what it was like for you guys? I am gonna obviously do some reading online about this and see what other women are saying, but I definitely feel like something's happening down there. I'm also having a couple of Braxton Hicks contractions right now, so definitely something's going on. I feel like it's definitely not labor related or anything, just preparing for labor. I just wanted to make sure to include that, and I would love to hear your guys' opinions if you've been here and gone through this before. So let me know in the comment section down below. And for a couple of days my feet didn't hurt, where now they're starting to hurt again. Just due to the swelling. Can you hear that? Those are geese. Oh my gosh, there's a ton of them over there.